Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Michael here again from GuitarGate.com, and today's a very fun day for me. I just got back from the Paul Reed Smith factory here in Maryland and picked up the new Silver Sky, the John Mayer guitar that took 2 years for Paul and John to make. Now, I know you've seen tons of videos where they're comparing this to old Strats, right? And all the different product features and a demo of everything, right? That is not what this video is going to be. This video is a real, true first impression video where when you get a guitar, you take it home, you plug it in, and then you just play with it for 5 minutes. That is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to plug it in. I literally just pulled it out of the box, checked the tuning, which was almost perfect, and I'm just going to play. And then I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about it, good and bad. Here we go. Interesting. I'll tell you what, man. So I play a 594 back here, right? And in full disclosure, I work with PRS in online education for my website, guitargate.com, right? So I play a PRS already, and I love that guitar. This is nothing like any other PRS I've played, and it's also nothing like a Strat that I've played. And I'll tell you specifically what I'm talking about. This is really something different and new. How do I explain this? All right, the first thing that comes to mind, right? I think that it's pretty clear. You've seen a bunch of videos that they obviously nailed all the sounds. You got the 5-position switch. Like these are, each sound is specific. But one thing I noticed in particular was that I didn't feel like I couldn't take a lead in positions 2, 3, and 4. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I generally, and I own a Fender. I have an old Bullet which I play, but even when I play, Suhrs and Nashes and whatever, I feel like when I go to take a lead, you got the nuts at the neck and you got the nuts at the bridge, and in between it's pretty much for funky rhythm playing stuff. Like it doesn't have the power there. I don't feel that with this guitar. I feel like I could take a lead in any position. I feel like there's no real loss of power. I mean, here it is straight up. Right? That's your bridge. If I put it, out of phase a little bit, typically there's something missing there, right? And I could totally take a lead there and wouldn't feel like I always got to, I don't know, give me the juice again, right? Which is usually what I feel when I get single coil guitars. I'm either here or here when it's lead time, right? The other thing I noticed is that unlike especially a lot of new Fenders, it's actually the reason why I've never purchased a new Strat, right? Or any Strat. It doesn't seem to have that dead neck thing, that natural compressed neck sound that you get. I know the old stuff, a lot of them don't have it, but those are the ones that are like the magic guitars, right? And but most of them that you play and that you pick them up, and you feel like you get between 2 and 8. So if your volume's all the way up, you can start pretty quiet, but once you get to around 8 in volume-wise, where you're like really snapping the string, it kind of stops. Like that's your peak, and you don't notice any volume, piercing, difference from when you do that to when you're almost trying to rip the strings off the guitar. And I feel like that is something that just all those new, and even really great, Strat knockoff, companies do, and you pick them up and you're just like, and you're really digging at it, but if you really like borderline ripping the strings off of it, there's not that much of a difference. There's that dead compression neck thing. I don't know how to explain it. Let me know if you experience the same thing. I'm sure you do. And oh, by the way, that is also what I experience in those amps as well. Their dynamic range isn't 0 to 10. It's 1-ish, 2-ish to 8, 8.5-ish. There's never, there's a ceiling and a floor, if you know what I'm talking about. And that's the last thing I really wanted to say that I noticed about this right off the bat, is that I can tell that this guitar was built for somebody who is an amp driver. It is not built like I'm speaking about John's playing here, obviously, and this is my own opinion clearly, but this doesn't holler at you the way that 594 does, right? It doesn't. It's clear, it's clean, it's transparent, and it really wants you to dig in and fight a little bit for it. Doesn't mean it doesn't play fantastically. It feels like the person who built this likes, if you put 0 in, you get 0. If you put 100 in, you get 100. And you can tell that this is supposed to be paired with an amp, which is the same thing, right? And that's why people spend thousands of dollars on boutique amplifiers. Yes, they sound chimey and there's lots of harmonic content and all those words, blah, 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 blah. The real reason is that they respond to your touch better. It's instantaneous. The channel, the loop is instantaneous. That's why people buy those good amps, because they can literally be whisper quiet all the way to ice pick with just your hands. This guitar feels like it was made for someone who drives amps in that way. I've never played the PRS Mer amp, but I think I'm pretty on point with this one. So anyway, I'm going to make some more videos. I'm going to spend some more time with that, and I hope you found this helpful and useful. But those are my first notes with the brand new PRS Silver Sky, the John Mayer model from Paul Reed Smith. Extra thanks to Gene and Paul and everybody at the factory for letting me borrow this awesome guitar in, which is definitely the best color, white. And real quick, check this out. There's sparkle right here. It's all white, but then there's sparkle right in the cutaway. How cool is that?